that tab over there. Yay, multitasking.
Welcome to Yoda Soda Creations podcast. Group of friends who spend the busiest tech movies TV on recent.
Yeah, today's gonna. Okay, so, yeah, as you can see, we're back to Minecraft. Yeah, I was actually gonna do a big recording thing today, but, then when I decided, hey, let's put the IKEA stuff together today. And yeah, anything IKEA just drains me for the rest of the day. Uh, but, yeah, I had well, not a full work week, but as full as my work week gets. And yeah, things have just been kind of all over the place. It's like, I want to start recording some Pokemon, dang it. But stuff keeps happening. Well, which is funny, because it would have actually been totally appropriate for today, because, yeah, we'll be talking about a Pokemon movie. So, yeah, missed opportunity there. Uh, but I did actually record another snack video. I actually ordered some stuff online. And, yeah. Also been working on my, video about what we know about Gen 5 of Pony so far. Need to do a bit of editing work and re-record some stuff, but should hopefully be out soon. Other than that, not much has really gone on with me this week.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything of note on my end.
Yeah, kind of a boring week for us. uh,
Well, kind of kind of depends because well, of course, I once again once again watch the race on Sunday. Once again watch the race on watch racing on Sunday, which we'll get to later.
okay.
Other than that, but yeah, other than that, nothing aside from the ordinary.
Uh, so yeah, yeah. The movie we watched was Giratina and the Sky Warrior. I actually hadn't seen this movie before. Like I think the last Pokemon movie I saw was the fourth one.
Huh.
Yeah, admittedly, I kind of checked out of the Pokemon anime about the time they got to uh, Advanced Generation. So like around Ruby Sapphire. I think that's about where I stopped. It's been so long, so it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, this was completely new for me, and admittedly, well, see, this movie and the surrounding movies are actually part of a trilogy, so yeah, we actually went in and started off with the middle of a trilogy, so yeah, reference the movie actually references stuff that we haven't actually seen. Oops. But hey, who knows? Maybe we'll get around to watching the other two some other time.
We'll see.
Mm. Yeah.
That kind of leads into the that kind of leads to my history. I think I remember it knowing it is knowing it existed. Then I stayed over at it. Then I had a sleepover at a friend. Was at a sleepover at a friend's place. I think I remember watching at least one episode. What I can remember in context was Lord's Championship tournament. I think Ash was going up against a old acquaintance of his.
Ah.
Blastoise was involved.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. I think I checked out of the Pokemon anime because I was just wasn't really watching Cartoon Network as much, and I picked up on the pattern that like, oh, Ash never ends a end of series event, so it's like, why get invested? Of course, then Sun and Moon happened, so of course, to be fair, I believe in universe that was basically their first tournament, and yeah, there weren't exactly a lot of really skilled people there, so Ash basically had a handicap bonus. Like,
Hmm.
but hey, he won at least one kind of league, not counting the filler season.
It's a little funny though. I remember it, but wasn't quite exactly that invested. At least until years. So I was a bit more aware of its existence years later. Then while I was whilst Sonic X was still on TV,
Yeah,
trailer TV spot of sorts came up for the film in question.
yeah, yeah. I want to say that after the fourth movie, they basically went straight to DVD after that. And even the fourth movie, it was a pain finding the theater that actually showed it.
To be fair, interesting little trivia note regarding theatrical stuff that we can regarding theatrical stuff that I'll probably mention later.
Okay.
But yeah, saw a TV spot and I was like, something about that, something about one of the two aforementions in particular, at least in terms of the title, caught my attention.
Right.
Rented the DVD, watched it, and I was rented the DVD, watched it, and imagine my surprise when I found out that the voice of Tails at the time was in this movie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so Shaman became an instant favorite.
Oh, nice.
My exposure since then has been, well, still kind of hooked, but exposure has been kind of minimal. I did get some cards. Got my sister to draw something for me, actually.
Cool.
Also saw two other movies. One preceding, one a bit afterwards. Though it was mostly because of a one creature that had regeneration at the time. Did see a couple episodes. Also had some children's novelizations of the first few episodes, actually.
Hmm.
Also collected some manga.
Oh yeah. Yes, the manga. Yeah, the Pokemon Adventures manga. Go check it out. It's actually really good. Admittedly, I am okay. So it's a bit of a translation thing, and okay, this is getting kind of off topic from the movie, uh but yeah, in the manga, in the original Japanese, it's like red and I believe it was red and green. Now in the English, it's red and blue because of course we had red and blue, but they had red and green. And I think there was a bit in the later on where like oh, red has a Charizard or blue slash green has a Venusaur. That's the whole fire red leaf green thing, which kind of gets ruined with the new names. Eh,
Also, note if you're familiar with regular comic books, they read oppositely.
yeah, but yeah, like things like name changes that change things that are symbolic or some or meanings like that really irk me. It's like why I don't really like the English names of from Detective Conan or Case Closed in America. It's like hell, the second movie, people targeted. There was like meanings in the names that involve numbers that are counting down. But you make things American names, and it doesn't work anymore. But anyway, we're getting sidetracked. uh,
Not,
anyway,
I wouldn't say not too much. Also I just remembered I have the official strategy guide for Snap.
oh, actually, or maybe I put it away. I
On
think I
not the game itself, but still.
yeah. It's like I want to say I found a strategy for one of my Pokemon games a while back. I think I may have put it into storage, but uh, yeah. Yeah, strategy guides. Remember when those were a thing? Well, physical strategy guides. I mean, okay, I guess they're still kind of a thing, but not as much these days because everything's online now, and who needs a strategy guide when you can go to GameFAQs? Like, yeah. Anyway, the movie. So, a shaman is well, okay. It doesn't start with the shaman, but like it is a whole narration thing. Like, oh, the world of Pokemon, lots of Pokemon, Pokemon everywhere, yada yada, Pokemon. And so yeah, there's a shaman walking through a forest,
I'll be honest.
and it,
I'll be
it
honest. I'll be honest. As someone who wasn't completely hooked until after this movie, it was actually kind of helpful, especially when our main trainer was introduced.
right. Although I did note that during the narration part at the beginning, he seemed to be going kind of quickly. Like, dude, chill. I know you had like 5 cups of coffee, but slow down a little bit. But anyway, so Shaman is walking through a forest and arrives at a lake and starts to drink from it, as one does. And yeah, a Dialga shows up. It's like, ooh, cool lake. I'm gonna have a drink. Meanwhile, in the reverse world, Giratina's like, eh. And yeah, Giratina sucks Dialga in, and also um, Shaman. That's well, I'm looking at the wiki and I'm still blanking on the name. Ugh.
Wow.
I, I blame IKEA. But yeah, so Giratina and Dialga are fighting for a bit, and yeah, apparently some guy named Zero is watching from his airship because it's a Pokemon movie. Of course, the bad guy has an airship. They all have airships. Well, at least most of them do. And it's like, oh hey, Giratina, okay, Dialga, sure. And yeah, so they're fighting, and oh yeah, Zero has like this AI VTuber avatar thing going on in his whole setup. Like, apparently it's named Infi, but it's like it's a digital avatar. It has no character. Like, so yeah. Also, there's some dude named Newton, which we'll get into later, and his Shieldon in the reverse world as well. It's like, okay, so there's this dude in the reverse world. Sure, why not? And like, so he is watching, and yeah, apparently Shaman is on Dialga right now, and they're fighting, and Shaman gets tossed around and uh, absorbs some purple gas stuff. Don't breathe it in; it's poisonous. But okay, I'll say this much: the plot synopsis on the Pokemon Wiki is very thorough. So it's like, okay, I can skip that, skip that. Okay, here's the relevant part. Yeah, the movie has a lot of stuff going on, so it's like, okay, need to remember that happened, that happened. But so yeah, Shaman absorbed that dark stuff, and yeah, Dialga dodged an attack, and that sent Shaman flying. And Shaman uses Seed Flare, which rips open a hole in space time. Which, okay, I'm looking up the page of Seed Flare on the wiki. So it is a grass type move that lowers the target's special defense, and it is a grass type move. My question is, how the hell is it ripping this hole in space time? I mean, maybe it has to do with like the purple gas. I don't know. Then again, later we find out that this shaman can talk telepathically, which isn't typically a thing shaman can do, because grass type.
Or most Pokemon for that matter, considering that there have been
Like, I have no problem with the Pokemon speaking telepathically. It's just that tends to be a psychic type exclusivity thing. At least as far as I can tell. Again, I stopped watching after like season 4, 5. But yeah, it uses Seed Flare, which rips open a hole in space time, which, ooh, you just know that probably pissed off Palkia. Like, space is supposed to be Palkia's thing. Like, ripping up in holes in space? Yeah. Of course, Palkia doesn't actually show up in this movie. No, Palkia and Dialga were actually in the previous movie. And apparently they got into a big brawl or something. I don't know. But yeah, it rips open a hole and yeah, it starts sucking stuff through back into the real world. And and Dialga finally gets free from Giratina, is able to fly through. And Giratina tries to reopen another portal because the other one closed. Like, okay, have a portal. Gonna go through. Gonna go through. Yeah, it turns out Dialga trapped Giratina in an endless recursion of time. Endless recursion of time. Endless recursion of. Sorry, I had to. Yeah, it's stuck in a time loop. So yeah, Giratina can't get out. Wait. If it's stuck in a time loop, how is it able to do all the other stuff? Because shouldn't it still be looping? This makes no sense.
I wasn't
Then
a,
again,
I wouldn't say it was a time loop, more of a
hey, their words, not mine. Or maybe that.
some
Oh
the,
wait,
the
I was
various
gonna say maybe a spatial area loop, but that I would figure that would be more Palkia's thing, because space is his whole thing. But
the places you read from. I was thinking I was thinking more of a young. So you're at a young age. So you're at a young age. You've been punished. You have to stay in this place for an indefinite amount of time. Stay in this place for a set amount of time.
the Giratina has been grounded. Hey, your idea, not mine. I got the egg. I'm rambling and we're only like 5 minutes into the movie. So anyway, Dialga and Shaman are free, and yeah, Shaman got sent flying. And yeah, Zero's watching Giratina try to get out, and like, okay, he's stuck. Zero's not in the reverse world, mind you, but he's he has like some sort of tracking thing for a Giratina. But uh, so we we are we're, so it is at this point that Ash is finally properly introduced, and like, okay, Ash, Dawn, and Brock, because Brock is still in the show as of this point. He hasn't been written out yet, and yeah, they're it's a Pokemon movie, so of course they're getting ready to have food, because that seems to be. It feels like that's kind of like a standard movie opener bit, you know. But anyway, so like, okay, getting ready to have pancakes. It's like, Ash, go wash your hands. Yes, now, wash your hands. And it's like, okay, washing hands, and Brock also made some Pokemon food for all the Pokemon. I jokingly was like, for the Pokemon, like, but we want pancakes. And apparently Shaman agrees, because, yeah, Shaman sneaks up onto the table, and Shaman is a complete mess right now. They're really dirty. And Shaman starts eating the pancakes. Ugh. So, yeah, Pikachu and Piplup, that's Dawn's Pokemon. They try to, like, tell Shaman to knock it off, and Shaman just jumps places, and then, uh, okay,
We also get
knocks
an,
over the,
we also get an indication of one. We also get an indication of which one's going to have some classic anime tropes. In particular, the eyes.
yeah, but, Shaman gets bumped, God, my head's just, like, low today. Shaman bumps into the barbecue, knocks it over, and it explodes. Wait, what? It, uh, I mean, there shouldn't be that much. Whatever. I'm gonna try not to think too much about it. But yeah, it explodes, and Shaman absorbs the smoke, and then Shaman explodes. Sorry, it uses Seed Flare, which doesn't open up a hole in space time. So I'm guessing it's the purple smoke.
I have a feeling it has something to do with the reverse world.
Yeah, but yeah, Shaman explodes, and all the Pokemon start surrounding Shaman, but Dawn steps in, grabs Shaman before the Pokemon can absolutely wreck Shaman, and washes the Shaman off in a fountain. And it is at this point Shaman's like, oh, thanks. Water's a bit cold though, so yeah. Also, can you get to be a bit more gentle? Yes, this Shaman can communicate telepathically. Because I guess they couldn't. They needed an excuse to get the characters to the right place, and the only way they would know is if Shaman could talk, and whatever. Maybe I'm being
I,
nitpicky already, so much already, but it's just like,
I was trying to say it's. I was trying to say it's only for the central Pokemon for each movie. Thankfully,
yeah.
because in regular episodes I noticed the just the name calling.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's like, okay, going back to the movies I've seen. Okay, first movie, Mewtwo, psychic type, sure, whatever. Lugia, uh, hold on. Isn't it like a flying psychic? Yeah, psychic flying. So, did Lugia talk? If Lugia talked, and there's your excuse. Movie 3, Entei. Okay, fire type. But it was a creation of the unknown, so whatever, I'll let it pass. Also, known, also a psychic type. So there's your excuse. I don't believe Celebi talked, so yeah. It is also a psychic grass type. Well, I just realized, like the first several Pokemon movies highly relied on psychic types. Huh. You know, I never really realized that before. Hey, you learn something new every day. Right, okay. Shaman gets washed off, and, yeah, apparently, but Shaman is still not well. Apparently has a fever, so they take it to the Pokemon Center, and
Couldn't help but think it had something to do with the blanket.
yeah. Okay. So yeah, apparently Shaman is fine now, and yeah, it wants to go to a flower garden. It's like, okay, this way, no, that way, some direction. So after they get out, uh, Shaman starts trying to drag them in the approximate direction of the flower garden, but enter Team Rocket. So they grab Shaman, and they start running off, and
Although note the during our time in the Center for some exposition, there was a few setup scenes, so it wasn't. So
yeah,
it's not a random occurrence.
yeah, Team Rocket were spying on them because that's what they do. But yeah, they grab Shaman and they start running off. And ooh, hey, look, reflective surface. Oh, whoops! Team Rocket got sucked into the reverse world. And then our heroes as well, except Brock. Yeah, Brock gets left out a lot this movie.
There's even a, there's even a nice line regarding that
Yeah,
later on.
yeah. Some this is starting to feel like a trend or something.
That's the modern equivalent.
Yeah, so they're in the reverse world now. Oh, yes, the reverse world where the points are made up and the rules of gravity don't matter. Yeah, gravity's kind of screwy in the reverse world. Like some spots slow gravity, some spots gravity's on its side, or even upside down. And it looks like something potentially out of an MC Escher painting. So yeah, shame. No, wait. God, the plot synopsis is wordy. So yeah, so Shaman is still with Ash and Dawn, but Giratina notices it and starts chasing after it. And Shaman thinks that, the Giratina wants to eat him. And it's like, okay. I mean, okay, so Giratina just wants a nice meaty salad. Sounds about right. Who might the judge's dietary plan? But yeah, they start are trying to fight off Giratina, but like stuff not working. Also, in this movie, most Pokemon seem to only be able to know one move because if Piplup is doing an attack, it is Bubble Beam. If Pikachu is using an attack, it is Thunderbolt. Those are the only moves Piplup and Pikachu use the entire movie.
Most common, actually. There are some moves that come in later.
Uh, well, I mean, I don't really, I don't remember them using other moves. I know some other Pokemon used some moves, but
Huh. Guess I can't really put a. I mean, guess today really put a large one on you.
use Whirlpool later on. My bad.
Like I was
But then again,
saying,
Whirlpool.
the day must have taken a big toll on you.
Yeah, like yeah, it's like one, it's IKEA, so that just it causes heating issues. It's frustrating, and in this case, the parts didn't even fit together. So it's like all that work, I couldn't even finish it. Anyway, so yeah, reverse world stuff. Yeah, let's see now. So yeah, Newton from earlier shows up, and it's like, okay, hey, stop attacking, follow me. Come on, guys, let's get out of here. So yeah, apparently Newton Graceland, that's his full name. He's there to study the reverse world. He's been here for a while, and like he's like the expert on the reverse world and stuff. And so they're going around, and meanwhile, it's Brock. He's like, "Come on, guys, hello, back with the group." Let's see now. And yeah, they go along. They find the purple smoke, and yeah, apparently the reverse world is supposed to work out imbalances in the real world or something like that. It's the reverse world is weird. Anyway,
There is definitely a lot of exposition throughout this movie.
yeah, this movie is very wordy. God, if this movie is wordy, I can't imagine how the other, like the preceding and the following movies are. Like the last one has time Pokemon and space Pokemon fighting, and the following one has literally the Pokemon God, essentially, like the creator of Pokemon himself. So I imagine in those movies are also pretty exposition heavy. So yeah, they're walking around and yeah, they see this. Oh right, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yes, the purple smoke has been appearing because during the previous movie, when Dialga and Palkia were fighting, time and space was distorted, and that's the reference to the previous movie. And yeah, that. that made Giratina very angry, and which is why Giratina attacked Dialga. But anyway, so oh, oh sorry, minor heartburn. But yeah, they see this bubble that's like, oh hey, Brock's there. I'm gonna poke the bubble. No, don't. But he pokes the bubble anyway, and that sends like some sort of weird shock wave into the real world because things in the reverse world will affect things in the real world. Yeah, so the worlds never intersect, but it can still affect that, and uh, yeah, it's a whole mess. So
Let's just say my colleague here is not with the sharpest mind tonight.
yeah, God, we have so much more movie left. Yeah, Guillotine is so they're going along, and Gear, Gear, uh, Giratina starts chasing after them, and oh no, grabbed Shaman. Except no, it didn't, and Shaman used Substitute. And actually, it did look up, Shaman can learn Substitute via TM. So I guess it encountered one at some point. I don't know. Yeah, this movie had me question, like, wait, can they even do that? Right, so yeah, they find a portal out and get to the real world, and Newton's like, no, I'm good. I'm staying here. Like researching this place is my job, so I'm good. And the portal closes behind Ash. Oh yeah, Team Rocket are still in there too. Okay, I'm just gonna say now, if you like Team Rocket, don't get your hopes up for this movie because they basically don't do anything. They're there, but they don't do anything.
At this point, at this point in the series, though, they're still pretty. They can still crack a smile on your face because I definitely remember by Generation 5 they were starting to get a bit more serious.
Yeah. I didn't watch this particular season, but there's like one season and where they switched to the black outfits and they actually became quite more efficient and actually pulled out some victories.
Yes, that would be 5.
Yeah, like that. That actually sounds like a cool change up from things. But apparently people didn't like it, so they switched back to the normal routine. This is why we can't have nice things. Okay. So yeah, Zero's still watching and stuff. But okay, gonna pause for a moment. I'm gonna go get something for the heartburn, and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Right, so yeah, Zero's been watching and he notices like, oh hey, there's that shaman from earlier with Dawn. It's like, hmm, I think he may be the key to what my plan is. We don't know what his plan is yet, except it involves Giratina. But okay. So it's yeah, they still want to get to the place where Shaman wants to go, and suddenly some Magnemite and Magnetons show up and a Magnezone, and they surround the group. And this is, I believe, this is where Zero shows up. It's like, hey, I want the Shaman, and yeah, it's at this point Piplup uses the Whirlpool to track the Magnemites so they can't follow them, and they start running, and eventually they get onto a train. It's like we later learned that, like, oh yeah, that we learned from some people on the train that, oh yeah, that flower garden Shaman wants to go to. Okay, just get off at the next exit, take a boat, and it's right there. So it's good for them that the train's actually going in the correct direction. They got lucky. So yeah, throughout some scenes we see that Giratina is still, poking around, can't actually get through to the real world, but it's like, okay, portal ripples, like, okay, let's see now. Anything here? Anything here? Okay, no. But yeah, well, they're on the train. Shaman is, they meet someone who has a basket of Gracidia flowers, the MacGuffin flowers for this movie, and it transforms Shaman into sky form. So he can fly now. And he's, Shaman's flying all around the train car, and and then the Magnet group shows up and starts attacking the train. Yeah, they start fighting out the magnets, and hey, Shaman actually has a proper attack now, so Shaman helps too. And they knock the magnets out of the train, and everything's good. So they get off the train, they get to a boat, and everything's going fine. Shaman is flying around. Piplup wants to fly around, but silly Piplup, you're a penguin. You can't fly. So Piplup falls in the water. As they are swimming really fast and jumping out of the water, trying to fly anyway, and just keeps jumping and Ash is like, "Hey Pikachu, you want to fly too?" Pika! And Ash sends out to Staravia, and
Yes.
yeah, Pikachu rides that in the air, and they're Shaman and them are flying together, and they they fly by some Sway Blue and some flying pillow stuffing. I mean Altaria. Hey, Altaria, they look very, very fluffy. Like, I bet you could rest your head on that fluff and it'd be so soft. Yeah, back with Zero, he's watching an old an old home video of his with him and Newton in the reverse world. Yeah, we later learned out that Newton and Zero used to work together on reverse world stuff. More on that later. So yeah, so they're going on the boat, and oh hey, a dimensional ripple shows up and sucks them into the reverse world. And Zero's like, "Ooh, hey, a portal, neat. I'm a follow." This is what he was looking for. So, yeah. Now the group's fighting Giratina again, and yeah, it's like, okay, fighting. Oh, hey, the sun's setting. Fighting, and hey, look, the whole Skyform thing looks like your free trial ran out. And Shaman transforms back into land form, the default form. Oops, there goes your flying and attack power. But they catch Shaman, and okay. But okay, so they're trying to get away from Giratina, and Newton shows up again. I'm like, okay, guys, follow me again. And they go into a cave, and hey, Team Rocket's there too. Sure, why not? And see now. So yeah, they talk a bit, and then the Magnemites show up, and Shaman gets taken to zero. They also, the Magnemite also surround the group properly this time, as in, we're all hugging you really tight so you can't move, which is by far way more effective than what they did last time. So here we start getting some exposition. So yeah, Zero was once Newton's assistant, and they were studying, the reverse world, and Newton realized, like, okay, some of the stuff we're doing probably not good, so I'm gonna shut this down. Or maybe that was revealed later, but that's basically what happened. And Zero was unhappy with this decision, and yeah, Zero really likes the reverse world. Reverse world is great. Screw the real world. Real world sucks. To be able to go to and from however, whenever he wishes, and for that he needs Giratina. And the issue is actually getting to Giratina because he typically resides in the reverse world, and as the only thing to be able to poke holes to and from the reverse world, actually getting there is kind of difficult. So Zero sets things into place where Shaman thinks Giratina is gonna eat him, so he uses a seed flare because Zero released, well, not so much released, I think, but anyway, Shaman absorbed more funky purple gas and uses seed flare, which pokes a hole in space time and sucks everyone back through, except Team Rocket. Team Rocket is, I believe, is still there, or did they get sucked? That's how little effect Team Rocket has on this movie. I don't even remember what happened to them. Usually I pay more attention to them, but you could take them out of the movie and you could still probably make the movie work. Anyway, so yeah, they're back in the real world now, along with Giratina. Cause hey, doing that basically broke that loop Giratina was in. So, okay, they're in the real world. And Zero uses his ship to fire a laser at Giratina, and then uses a big contraption to grab Giratina, because these guys always have high-tech airships with weird capture contraptions to capture legendary Pokemon. Like, hey, Movie 2, I remember you! Except this one's a bit different because he's not in it to actually capture Giratina in the normal sense. He's there to suck out his power. Because he wants all of Giratina's abilities to travel to and from the reverse world. Of course, doing that has the side effect of killing Giratina. Yeah, that's why Newton canned all the research. Because, like, oh yeah, reverse world is nice and all, but yeah, we are not sacrificing the legendary. Yeah, so Zero has Giratina, and
Not sure if I'd say handle the research, because
well, he basically started deleting all the files and stuff. But apparently, I guess Zero has like a photographic memory and memorized all of the stuff, which is how he was able to make the airship and the capture device and everything.
right. I think the proper terminology would have been know his limits.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, this is all neat and stuff, but I have actual proper ethics and morals, so yeah, we are not we are not draining the life energy out of a legend out of anything really, but that's not right. So yeah, Zero's on his airship with Giratina, and Newton basically grabs Zero's flame contraption from earlier, and Dawn and Ash get on board. Unfortunately, it's only a three-person vehicle, so Brock can't follow them. And this is where we get the whole seeing a trend comment.
But hey, there's a bit of a convenience. They returned exactly where they were supposed to go.
Yeah. They start flying after the ship, and they start attacking the Magnemites and whatever with the Bubble Beam and Thunderbolt. And of course, they get Ash's Chimchar involved with a flamethrower, and I think Dawn is it Dawn's or Ash's Buizel. Anyway, it uses a sonic boom, then water pulse, and Ash's Ambipom uses Swift, Bubble Beam. Oh, and Baneri, I believe that one's Dawn's, uses Ice Beam. Oh yeah, Shaman is back into Sky form because basically where they got dropped off was basically right at the flower field.
Like I said,
That
coincidence.
coincidence, convenience, close enough. So yeah, basically they get onto the ship, or at least the outside of it, and Newton's like, "Okay, I'm going. I shut this thing down." And Ash and Don are like, "Okay, we got your back. We'll hold them off out here." So Newton goes inside and starts hacking all this stuff, and okay, oh no, the percentage is going up. 98.7, 98, 99. So, okay, so downside, Zero managed to drain 99% of Giratina. On the plus side, Giratina is only mostly dead. Also, I also made a joke because Zero made a comment about Newton being too late to stop him from executing his plans. And I was like, haha, get it? Executing. Because Giratina's gonna die. Like, oh. I mean, that's kind of a harsh joke, but I mean, he gave that one to me. like, like his plan literally involves killing off Giratina. Like, I couldn't help myself. Dark humor.
I must be honest, I didn't quite get that the early times I used to early times I used to watch this movie.
That act, like, it was literally gonna kill him. Yeah, like, yeah. They didn't. Uh, they tend to if they tend to nearly kill off a lot of things in these movies. Like movie one, they nearly kill off Ash. Movie four, Celebi almost dies until time shenanigans happen. This movie, Giratina, like he is at 1% health left. But yeah, so yeah, Newton managed to shut down on the capture device by basically powering down the entire system. So it's like, yeah, this thing's going down. We should probably get off this thing. Yeah. So yeah, the ship crashes and Giratina crawls out of the water, out of the water it fell into. I was like, okay, I'm okay. I am not okay. And Giratina's down. Like, okay. Oh no, we're too late. No, wait, he's still breathing. The simple solution would be to chuck a Pokeball at him and take him to a Pokemon Center. But since Ash can't have nice things, uh, Shaman uses aromatherapy, which, okay, checking out the wiki page for aromatherapy. Grass type move, Generation 3.
Also made a bit of a comment earlier saying maybe he's a bit too big for Pokeballs.
If a Pokeball can capture a Wailord, Giratina is no problem. Okay, hold the phone. Okay, Okay, so this was Gen 4. So, aromatherapy cures user, all Pokemon in the user's party, and the user's allies of all status conditions. It doesn't actually heal. That doesn't happen in... That doesn't happen. Unless it's Z aromatherapy, which isn't for like 4 more generation. No, 2 more generations? Gen 6. Yeah, 2 more generations. So aromatherapy literally should not apply in this situation. Hold on, let me check something. Okay, Shaman. What moves does he learn? I'm trying to see if maybe it was a translation thing, because that is something that sometimes happens, you know? Learn set. Gen 4. Ooh, what's that? Also, apparently Seed Flare is learned at level 100. So, a move that potentially could have worked a bit differently is Healing Wish, which Shaman does actually learn, which causes the user to faint and heals up another Pokemon. Now, mind you, well, they probably work the fainting thing into being like really drained, but that it could still work as that would actually work with the mechanics. So I'm getting into nitpicking again. I apologize. So anyway, Giratina's healed a bit, and it's like, okay, Giratina, you're healed. Please don't eat me. But yeah, it's like Shima doesn't have to worry. Giratina is very thankful, and oh wait, hey look, a small ship. Zero is still around with his Giratina themed ship to go along with his Giratina themed outfit, which kind of reminded me like, oh hey, is that a Giratina themed radiation suit without a helmet? Yeah, it turned out, yeah, Zero drained 99% of Giratina, which means he can poke holes in space time as well. And he goes into the reverse world. But Giratina and Ash follow. And okay, my question is, how does Ash know how to fly that thing? The flying device that Zero used earlier, and then Newton used. I mean, maybe he watched Newton use it, but that's still no substitute for proper training. Especially with something that flies. Like one wrong move and you're dead. Anyway,
I did try to bring that up as a bit
the
of an excuse.
huh?
I did try to bring that up as a bit of an excuse.
Fair enough. So yeah, Zero is wrecking shit in the reverse world, which has repercussions in the real world. Because yeah, breaking ice crystals in the reverse world is causing some glaciers to break apart and sliding towards a village and the flower field. And as that's going on, in a temple, a Regigigas wakes up. Unfortunately, it'll take him a while to actually get to where things are happening, because don't forget, Regigigas has slow start. I believe that's what it was called. Yeah, slow start. Which, like, for the first 3 turns, he's really. Yeah, temporarily halves attack and speed. Yeah,
Also,
Zero continues breaking ice crystals, and apparently a herd of mammoth swine notices this going on. Oh, so that's where they came from. I must have missed that scene. So yeah, Giratina starts attacking the ship, and Pikachu starts attacking the ship, and Shaman also starts attacking the ship, and it is a very tough ship. So in the real world, all the Pokemon that know ice moves are trying to use ice moves on the water to stop the glacier from, getting any more forward momentum, but it's like not working. Grr. So yeah, it's so yeah, continuing to attack the ship, more glacier and ice crystal breaking. That whole thing actually goes on for a while. So yeah, Giratina tries attacking again, but Zero attacks with his own ship, and Giratina is trapped into some of those ice crystals. So back in the real world, Regigigas shows up with with a bunch of mammoth swine, and they start trying to hold the glacier back. And let's see now. So yeah, Ash and his Pokemon manage to get on board the ship, but Turtwig and Chimchar get caught by some grabby mechanical arms, so he returns them to their bowls. Like so, Ash is on the ship with Pikachu, and Zero opens up a swollen and is like, "Ha! You can't stop me!" Yeah. And of course, Giratina is still stuck. It's like, okay, how do we stop this? And like, oh hey, purple smoke. Idea. Okay, Shaman, absorb the smoke. Shaman, go boom. Now, personally, I would have had Shaman and go right up to that section where Zero showed himself and went boom right in his face.
To be
But
fair,
that's just me.
they do mention it back in the center exposition.
Yeah,
Anything too close could have been. Anything too close could have been harmed, and who knows what could have been harmed if whilst he was opening the hole.
fair. So yeah, not Giratina, Shaman, that other Pokemon who can rip holes in space time. Situationally, of course. Uses Seed Flare and opens up a portal. And Zero tries to attack Shaman, but Giratina ain't having none of that and grabs the lower portion of their ship. It's like, nah, nope. So a portal's opens and Zero's ship gets sucked through, and Shaman goes through, and Ash does not go through because he fell, and oh no, Ash didn't get through the portal. Oh hey, look, none of the portals open up. And Giratina's like, hey, you guys dropped something. Stop throwing your trash in my realm, dudes. But yeah,
I believe there was implications he managed to catch them later. Also, he mends the support columns.
yeah. So yeah, Zero's ship is wrecked, and yeah, it's like all of your data has been lost, and the whole thing shuts down. It's like, oh well. Oh wait. So apparently, Team Rocket is still in the reverse world. Wait, when did? Wait, we're going to. Okay, Team Rocket apparently got out during the credits.
I believe there was a scene during the. I believe there was a shot during the whole affair that implied they got sucked in.
Well, according to the synopsis, the portal closes as Team Rocket, Ash, and Giratina are still trapped inside of the reverse world. And Giratina certainly didn't drag Team Rocket out, because Ash was with Giratina and they didn't come with. I'm gonna just chalk it up to Newton got back into the reverse world and guided them out. Just go with the simplest explanation.
Again, the places you can go to get this stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, Giratina drops Ash off and flies into the sky, and it's like, oh hey, I think he's going after, was it Dialga or Palkia? I don't remember. One of the two. It's like, ooh, sequel bait.
Yep.
Yeah, they like before they would draw. They're right by the flower garden, and the flowers start to bloom as other shamans show up and start transforming. And shaman's like, I'm gonna miss you guys, even you, Ash. Kind of gonna miss you too. You're good in my book now. You're cool. And so Shaman transforms into sky form and flies off into the sky with the other shaman. And then some credit stuff happened, which really doesn't matter. Zero gets arrested. Uh, I guess Ash sends his mom some flowers. Uh,
Notice we had a recurring theme, which actually works in the context of shaman, who shaman supposed to be is.
oh yeah, gratitude. But yeah, and that was um, Giratina and the Sky Warrior. It was kind of wordy and the middle of a trilogy, so but it was not bad. It was good. Wait. Okay, my bad. I think Pikachu used Iron Tail once. That that and the okay. It was like a one-off thing during the train fight. I think. I think it was the train fight. Oh, apparently Pikachu also used Volt Tackle.
Oh, I thought that was Thundershock.
I thought so too. Because like I heard like I heard Thunderbolt so many times during this movie.
Like I said,
Yeah.
there's a lot of recurring moves, but don't worry, there's others that are used as well.
Yeah. So I apologize. My bad. To be fair, a lot of stuff happens during this movie, so it's kind of hard to keep track of everything. Yeah, good movie.
Couple of shock opportunities, and now you see the reason why they named Zero. Because he has no friggin' real idea of what, because he doesn't have a complete understanding of the two worlds.
Right. Actually, let me look something up. Okay,
Also, when
Zero.
the manga can actually surprisingly confirms this, Mecha
Oh,
Giratina is a thing.
wait, what?
The manga actually confirms this. Mecha Giratina is a thing. Hence why I
Huh.
said at one. Hence why I said at one point, you've been playing too many Sonic games.
Ah.
But yeah, I really liked Shaman's character throughout this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, Shaman was fun. Even if his action swords Ash got a little tiny bit irksome sometimes.
Let's just say they have an interesting relationship as time goes by. Amy, of course, did a great job in the vocal department.
Yeah.
And also, the animation was good.
Yeah, like I said, despite the nitpicks I've had with this movie, it wasn't a bad movie.
I'm honestly surprised I was able to like it fine without the preceding information of the whole trilogy bit.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we're gonna get some return. Thankfully, we'll get some returns in Jewel of Life, so that will be something to look forward to.
Hmm.
And here we go. Not only was Amy in this movie, but also Billy Beach, aka James Carter Cathcart,
Hmm.
voice of Vector at the time, was in this movie.
Oh, cool.
And also plays the cat. Back to that thing regarding theatrical releases. Second place at the Japanese box office was beaten by Ponyo, which we talked about last year.
Yeah.
And one more interesting piece of trivia that I've done for a long time. Sound effects from the Godzilla franchise were used.
Ooh.
Mothra's chirps, screeches, and cries, and Ghidorah's 91 roar
Hmm.
for Giratina. And some of the sounds from
Oh, wow. As going through the voice list, it's like, oh wow, that person was in Gal Geiger. Wow. Huh. Kind of a slightly obscure show that actually only half of it ever got a dub. So yeah, I'll be watching that with subtitles. Huh. Cool.
and you can hear some Mega Guerreras screech noises from Zero's um, contraptions.
Hmm. Oh. Huh. Brock was King Rome from Breath of the Wild. Neat.
Bill also voice directed at some point.
Hmm.
None of them ring a bell for me, but still.
Yeah.
Ooh, Brad from Detective Pikachu. And Wheeljack, War for Cybertron.
Hmm.
Sarah's been at this since 2006, so by the time the film, So when the film was on DVD, Englishly, that would be year 3.
Hmm.
Dawn was one of
Really?
Grey Delisle's understudies in Clifford.
Hmm.
Nugent was Casey Jones from Ninja Turtles at the time.
Oh, cool.
Same year would be Wolverine for Astonishing X-Men. Also Sigma 6, Winx, Cyberverse. Ooh, another Sonic vet. He was the gun commander in the Shadow game.
Oh, cool.
Lots of Star Wars audiobooks. Yu-Gi-Oh! 5 times. Zero's also in Yu-Gi-Oh! 3 times. Jesse was in Smash Brothers 3 times. Definitely a lot of eco stuff here.
Yeah.
Looks like we got a fence for it as well.
Yeah, maybe we should start getting into the news for this week. Because it's getting kind of late. And really, the recap took a little bit longer than I was expecting.
To be fair, it was a movie. So last week, the 24 in a kind of scheme not seen on it since the 90s. Byron drove to his second win of the Cup Series. Additionally, 3 Mustang top 10s, making overall 6, including McDowell's win at Daytona. According to what I've seen regarding reactions to Tom and Jerry, apparently Tim Story might have made up for his Fantastic Four movies. Bosco's Fabulous Filipino Brothers, premiering at South by Southwest Online. Pose concluded to be the three to be the final season. New Kids Next Door series coming this year.
Oh, interesting.
Hugh Grant attached to a Dungeons and Dragons project.
Oh boy.
was looking at some early looks at Space Jam 2. Heartfelt thank you to fans from Snyder while accepting his first ever Valiant Award. She-Hulk reportedly casting a mysterious shapeshifter, possibly Jacinda.
Hmm.
Spielberg and Stranger Things creators teaming for a Netflix adaptation of The Talisman.
Hmm.
Spielberg's been an interesting bet, but the guys behind Stranger Things seems
Hmm.
fitting.
Yeah.
Promise of defying expectations from effects supervisor Brett Parker from Loki. Quiet Place Part 2 moving to Memorial Day. F9 expected in June.
Hmm.
Mutants reportedly in development. Around Media Holdings acquires film and TV rights to Vampirella.
Hmm. Okay.
Silk rumored to be headed to Amazon. Adelaide Rudolph possibly eyed a star. Let's go to trailer 2 Without Remorse. Ewan McGregor reportedly to have a recurring role in Andor.
Hmm.
The movie starring Ma Rochelle Ali could introduce Daywalker's daughter, Fallon Gray.
Hmm, okay.
Sophia Lewis, Sophia Lewis, aka Bev from It, also on board the new Dungeons and Dragons. Superman Lois renewed for a second season.
Okay. Guess it's doing pretty good.
Seems the Supernatural writers were listed for The Boys. Secret Invasion casting Hall may hint at villain of the upcoming series. Let's McCarthy to play Fick Hella in Love and Thunder.
Hmm.
San Diego to go virtual again. Looking to head season 11, summer 2021. Is the arena added for Miss Marvel? Miz interested for Johnny Cage in a possible Mortal Kombat sequel.
Cool.
Looks like we're gonna get a cameo from Bruce Campbell in a Multiverse of Madness.
Nice. So apparently a Hellsing live action movie is coming to Amazon, and a John Wick writer is working on it. So it could go either really good or really bad. Because something like Hellsing, it's like, ooh, please don't let it be as bad as the Death Note movie.
John Wick, that's another franchise I didn't know until recently. So, some hope, possibly?
Yeah.
Ponies game seeking 3D animators.
Saw that on EQD. Okay.
Looks like the next Transformers crossover is available for pre-order. Looks like they're making games out of G5.
Hmm.
Got a figure unveiling earlier this week.
Yep.
Winnie City moving to June next year.
Yeah. seeing out anything on the gaming end of things. Oh. Okay, not really finding anything yet. Hmm.
Well, just searching, I can say that we sadly lost Tony Hendra from Spinal Tap.
Hmm.
go Finny, also known as Big Toe. And British stuntman Dick Shepherd, who did work for the Bond movies.
Yeah, we should probably wrap up for the week, or for tonight, or whatever. Because I'm just.
Can definitely say I made a good choice on several, several fronts. From the 25th anniversary to the fact that this month's supposed to be everything. This month will primarily be focused. On green.
Mm-hmm.
With that in mind, I've sort of started a new cartoon-based nickname based around the same principles of Macabre and theirs. Month of Irish.
Yep.
A few minutes I can make regarding the comic list sheet include hopefully, hopefully someone quote unquote finishes that song. Glad a certain Fallout myth was debunked. Also, I was swearing to myself for what. Also, I was swearing to myself throughout most of that. I had heard Kelpie before, but I couldn't quite pinpoint where. Turns out I remember a clip from DuckTales. The
Ah,
the reboot, of course.
yeah.
Speaking of which, we'll finally get back to our work. Finally get back to that Two Sisters festival next week.
Yep. I should probably go get around to actually picking the issue up. That would be a good idea.
Until then, stay safe, stay well, and hopefully we will see you next week.